Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 65. No happy endings, but Di's on top. Yep, Steve Maloney tells me that there's always a happy ending where, as far as he's concerned, whenever Di is on top of the Family Fantasy Football League table. In this week's Banter in the Box, we have Girl Power, winners and losers, and a manager of the season update. So we start off with Girl Power, and the reason it's Girl Power this week is because in 1999, Lyndon's Lovely's manager, pictured there on the right, became the first ever woman to win the Family Fantasy Football League. And in 2001, former FFFL manager Donna Benwell became the second ever woman to win the Family Fantasy Football League. 21 years ago, and Donna was the last woman to win the Family Fantasy Football League title. But could we be looking at a third female champion? Because this week, no happy endings manager Di Maloney went back to the top of the Family Fantasy Football League in this game week 22. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Di went top of the table for the first time ever in her FFFL history, but she only stayed there for a single week. Can she sustain it for a bit longer this week? Time will tell. In terms of your game week 22 winners and losers, take a bow. Racing 1895 manager John Tustin climbed a place out of the relegation zone to 28th, but scored a personal highest weekly total of 50 points, which is enough to make John a game week 22 winner. Take about also Ted and Sam Jr.'s manager Ian Sands. He also climbed one place to 15th, registering a personal highest weekly total of 73 points. Most weeks that would be enough to get your weekly win. Not this week, but it does make you a game week 22 winner. Take about also, he's happy, his wife's on top. Ostrich Bar Stewards manager Steve Maloney climbed one place to 13th in the table, and 13th is the highest that Steve has been since game week 14. And the final game week 22 winner, take a bow. Better than the Diamonds manager James Holmes. He recorded a second weekly win of the season, climbing one place to 4th into the prize money places, and 4th in this, his debut season, is the highest position James Holmes has ever occupied. Not since Wayne Robinson back in, I think it was 2000, has a debut manager won the league in their debut season. Could James do it? Who knows? Now, game week 22 losers. Talk of the devil, hide your head in shame. Sashama's FC manager, Wayne Robinson, a 3 times FFFL champion, but those glory days seem well in the past. He dropped one place to 14th this week, and 14th is the lowest position Wayne has occupied since game week 6. Hide your head in shame also. The Mad Hatter, the Creed Bratton Society, fell one place to 5th. And you have to go back to game week 15 for the last time the Mad Hatter was low as 5th in the table. But the biggest loser of game week 22, well, it's a little bit of a surprise actually. It's Lyndon's Lovely's manager Jo Hawksby. Stayed 25th in the table, but she was the lowest scorers in game week 22 with just 7 points. That is shameful, Joanne. Who the fuck is that in a Moz update. Now, we had 2 guesses last week when it was worth 6 points. They were the guesses. There are 5 current Family Fantasy Football League 5 current Family Fantasy Football League managers pictured there. And last week it was worth 6 points, but to get the 6 points, you had to name all 5 managers correctly. They were the 2 guesses we had last week, and the number of those guesses that were correct. So one of the guesses, Jack, Joe, Jeff, Megan and Alexi, of those 5 guesses, 2 of them were correct. And the other guess was Joe, Jack, Jeff, Chris and Pete. And of those guesses, 2 of those were correct. So we rolled it over to this week where it was 7 points. And this week, 3 managers have had a go. Benny United manager Mark Benwell thought it was Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby. Chairman's Choice manager yours truly. No Happy Endings manager Di Maloney. Ostrich Bar Stewards manager Steve Maloney. And Coldplay United manager Martin Maloney. I can tell you of those 5 guesses, 1 of them was correct, Mark. Just the 1. Arden Diamonds manager Steve Holmes also joined the party this week and had a guess. He thought it was a picture of Never the Boys manager Jack Hoxby, Chairman's Choice manager yours truly, Benny United manager Mark Benwell, the Appleys United manager Marie Appley, and Jimmy S's under 11s James Appley. I can tell you, Homer, of those 5 guesses, 2 of them were correct. And the final manager to have a go was Hatch United manager Neil Hatch. He thought that it was a picture of Never the Boys manager Jack Hoxby, Chairman's Choice, yours truly, Napoli manager Lee Poulter, Finger in Hoe Rangers manager Ryan Perrin, and the Creed Bratton Society's Jordan the Mad Hatter Williams. And I can tell you, Neil, of those 5 guesses, 3 were correct. So you have got the closest so far, but to get those 6 points, you needed to get all of them correctly. So we're going to roll it over for another week, and next week it is going to be worth 7 manager of the season points. If you can tell me which 5 current Family Fantasy Football League managers are pictured there. And I've even helped you out by listing all the guesses so far. I'm not telling you which of those guesses are right or wrong, but, you know, process of elimination, it should help you narrow it down. So, no manager of the season points for Who the Fuck Is That? The Game Week 22 winners all received the Manager of the Season point, and the Game Week 22 losers, if they had one, lost the Manager of the Season point, and it meant no change at the top of the Manager of the Season table. Points earned and lost down the bottom. The Mad Hatter dropped out the top 10 for losing a point for being a Game Week 22 loser, but none of the managers at the top of the table scored points, so it is still Megan Hoxlade Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby out in front in the Manager of the Season. Remember, for Who the Fuck Is That? You only get 1 guess per manager per week. And that's it for this week, guys. Champions League back next week. And this weekend, because Chelsea are taking part in the FIFA World Club Cup, it is not a full Premier League fixture weekend. It wasn't last week because of the FA Cup. It's not this week because Chelsea are in the World Club Cup. So next weekend should be the second round of the Family Fantasy Football League Cup, providing it's a full Premier League fixture weekend. So now you know. Okay, until next week, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.